Yeah, hi gang, FrankenSluice back again. Not that that's my name, but anyway. Alright, I'm ready for the cleanup now. I'm back home in Melbourne. I did originally have this material that I took out of FrankenSluice and had it straight in the bucket. Problem was I got bogged and I actually had to empty the material back into that bag to use the bucket, because I had to build up a channel next to my rear wheel where it was all bogged, and when I got winched out I didn't want it to slip further into the quagmire as such. So as it goes, I'm going to empty the material out of the bag into the bucket, give it a good wash around, and then we'll with just the little 10-inch pan, we'll pan it off and we'll see what we get. I'm not too sure how we're going to go, to be honest. Sometimes the spot where I got the material from is hit and miss, and I've never used FrankenSluice before, although I must admit there's a lot more material in it than I expected. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I just, as you might see, yeah, in the bag here I've got to wash out the scourers. So what I'll do is I'll just place my camcorder, because that's what I use, the camcorder. I'll place it here, and yeah, hopefully it won't be too boring watching me wash out the material, and then I'll pick up the camera again and we'll have a look at the pan off. No big nuggets in the scourers. Keep in mind I bought scourers from the hardware and they were this thick, and then I cut them in half with a hacksaw. And they seem to work like miner's moss. They did hold the material quite a lot, so I guess that's good. If there was anything going through it, they might have grabbed it and not lost it. The neighbour's dog is an asshole and barks its head off just for fun. As I said, yeah, there you go, look at that. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the rear section, which was this, that was over the catch-all at the end. It's more condensed and tighter, and hopefully it didn't let any gold out, if any gold went through it. I'm sorry about the dog, but it's just a prick. We had tent pegs, you might recall, to hold the sluice in place. Clean them up. We have mesh fly-wire screen at the bottom to catch anything that ran along the bottom underneath the scourer material. We'll give that a wash off. We had 2 pieces, both done. And yeah, I really can't believe how much material is here. Before I tip it in, I think I'll grab the camera and just give you another look. So there's the bucket in a 10-inch pan, and look, this really grabbed a lot of stuff. Normally, if you've got a dream mat or something, you get a few specks of gold and a bit of material, but I mean, we've got heaps. So give me half a second just to get it into the bucket, then we'll drain out the bucket and put it in the pan. Good fun to try it though. I showed a few people at the river, the creek where I was, and they all had a laugh at FrankenSluice. And it was fun just to build it as a lockdown project, but to actually finally get out of lockdown after 3.5 weeks, what is our 5th lockdown here in Melbourne, Australia, yeah, that was pretty cool. So even if there's nothing in there, it's still fun that I got to go away and try my luck. And can't see any big nuggets in this, so okay. Once more, I'll just grab the camera. So, I don't know if there's any perfect way to do this. I do keep the muddy water quite often, as you'll see there, for the potatoes and the carrots, because there's a lot of minerals and stuff in it. So, but the watering can's full, so we'll just let it run off a bit here, and then we'll pan out what remains. Don't have to be too worried here. If there is any gold, it'll be sitting in the bottom. Give it a swoosh around. But wow, yeah, it collected a lot of material. There's probably more than one pan there, but I'll try to do it all in one if I can, just so I don't bore the crap out of this. So, okay. There's no perfect angle to do this. Okay, situation is the material's kind of all gathered on the bottom, so I'm just going to use my hand. Get it in the pan. Normally you wouldn't even have that much, I'm guessing, with a normal sluice. But FrankenSluice does have its quirks by the looks of it. And okay, I think I will grab a little bit of that muddy water and just see if we can't wash out what's the last bit of all this. But it's a bit of fun at the worst. Wash my hands off, there's nothing like crap in amongst your fingers. Okay, here we go. And come on, we've still got more in there. Down you come. Try not to spill it, might be all the good stuff down the bottom. Look, I'm going to have to put the camera down again just to get the last bits out. Now, if I was smarter, I would have grabbed that hose and put a bit of water in the bucket first. So I'll just quickly do that now. Okay, wish me luck. There's heaps. Hopefully you can see all that. There's heaps. Because I think I need more water, to be honest, but let's try. I'm only spilling muddy water, I'm not spilling material. And as we all know, gold wants to stay down the bottom, so it's not going anywhere. We'll just give the pan a good swoosh. When it gets a bit lower, I'll pick up the camera again and give you a better view. As we know, we edge it forwards to get the lighter stuff out. A lot of people are very finicky when they get to this part, but from what I can tell, gold wants to be found and it always stays down the bottom and it just seems to stick. So for me, I'm not as gentle as perhaps some other folk are. And this is a one-off kind of fun little experiment. As I said earlier in the other videos, a lockdown project. We're getting to the part where I nearly pick up the camera to see what we got in here. I think I'll put a little bit more water in the bucket, just so when I grab the camera it'll be easier just to pan off if there's more water. But as you can see, I've already taken a fair whack out, and yeah, we've still got a bit of a way to go. So, oh, hang on, I don't want to drop the camera into the bucket. That wouldn't be a good thing. So let's just, yeah, we'll give it a swirl. We're getting down to the last drops, so we will give it a chance. If there's anything in there, we'll give it a chance to disperse. Look how dirty that water is too. Anyway, if there is gold, we will see it. Keep going, start to slosh it out. Getting closer and closer to the exciting part. Well, we know FrankenSluice certainly grabbed material, that's for sure. That bag was chock-a-block full. So those scours really filled up, and that means if there was gold in those scours, hopefully it stayed in the material that we're cleaning up now. But where were we? We were nearly a full pan. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty now. And you can see a lot of black sand. That's exciting. Wow, look how black that sand is. We'll keep sloshing. Normally I would have done the pan by now, but I'm trying to do a good job and maybe get a good result. Truth to be known, I'll probably go through the bucket again just after I finish the video, but for the sake of FrankenSluice, the finale being does it work, we'll just keep going like we are. And oh wow, look at all that black sand. That's a really good sign if you're just new to this. Lots of heavies gathering down the bottom, and that's where the gold gathers too. Oh yeah, there's, I'm not sure if you can see that, but there are flakes already, which is pretty cool. In the, you should be able to see that. I'm pretty sure I can see it through the camera. Wow, okay, let's keep going. FrankenSluice, it works. It's alive. It's alive, I tell you. Wow, I just can't get over all that black sand. So those scours, wow, they really did do the job. And when I was at the hardware, I kind of noticed that they look like the miner's moss. That's why I grabbed them to use. And yeah, and because there's so much interwoven sections, you can imagine it holding a lot of material. I've never used miner's moss, so I can't really compare, to be honest. But to me, it was the same principle. It made sense when I saw it. Oh, hang on, look at this. Surely you can see this. I hope you can. That is nearly a picker. Now, I'm pretty new to all this, but I know a good sized little chunk when I see it. Okay, wow, let's keep going. As I said, I'll definitely check the bucket again after I do this video. I wonder what else I've flicked out or... It's taking a long time. It's because it's one-handed and I'm holding the camcorder. Most people can upload these straight away, but I've got to put the file onto the computer, and I can never get it to go from iMovie straight to YouTube, so I have to find the file. I change from the icons to a list, and then I click and drag it onto the desktop, and I can find it easy enough. But when I go to upload a video onto YouTube and I open up the iMovie app it closes again and I never get to see the file. So I'm kind of learning. I think that's the same chunk again. Maybe it's another one. Let's keep going. Geez, this is taking forever. The finale's kind of drawing out a bit, but you know, at my end of it all, if I'm getting some gold out of this, take your time, Roddy. And look at all that black sand. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, FrankenSluice grabbed the heavies. We know that. That's proven. We can see it. If I had a spare hand, look, I'm just gonna grab these pebbles. They're giving me the willies. So I'll just grab these little rocks, get rid of them a bit, in the hope that we can do the final little reveal and just see what's in the remainder of the pan. But hey, it wasn't that exciting. That flake of gold looked pretty cool. I've never got a picker before, but I think that qualifies. Okay, we're getting close now. Hopefully I haven't washed it over the edge, but gold's pretty stubborn. It wants to be found. It stays in the bottom. Like I said, everyone gets finicky and fussy and tells you what to do, but at the end of the day, if it's there, you will find it. And everyone wants you to tap the pan and all that, but me, I'm happy just to give it a swirl. And oh look, wow, can you see this? There's a number of pieces. And we'll swirl it again. As I said, I'm going to redo the... Oh, wow, I moved. I thought I had another piece. I don't know if I'm going to get much more, but I'll keep going. I'll dip it in the water one more time. And look at all that black sand. Isn't that amazing? You know you're in a good spot when you can get a lot of black sand in the pan. You may not get gold the first time, but it's a really good indicator. And for what was, I think, about maybe 10 to 15 shovel loads into the bucket and then a smaller hand shovel thing into FrankenSluice, this has actually been not a bad result for effort. And still the black sand remains. But we must be really close now to the final reveal. See, that's the good thing. You know the gold's not going anywhere. You just keep tinkering away. Some nice little gentle sloshes, backwards, forwards. There's a couple of bits that have moved back, but these are the ones that I'm interested in. And yeah, normally I would give it a bit of a tap at this point, but due to the fact I'm holding the camera, give it a little bit more of a... I think at this point it's going to be a bit hard to get much more of a better view for this for you. But look, hey, a result. FrankenSluice, it works. I can't believe it. It actually worked. And I've got colour in the pan, which is if you're new to this, that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to tell your friends. They'll salute you in the street in admiration. But what a ripper that piece is. I can't believe it. Just I'd love to put this down and see if I can pick it up. Maybe I can. A few more gentle sloshes. With some luck you're seeing this. Okay. Oh, because the water's that dirty. Oh right. I'll just lick my finger and touch it. There you have it. Quite a nice little flake. Alright, my camera's about to run out by the looks of it, but that's FrankenSluice. And there's gold in the pan. I'm pretty happy about that. I don't know if that's a piece that I missed a second ago or not, but where are we? There's another piece just here. Oh look, I think there's a few pieces in amongst the black sand. Alright, look, I'll finish now, and thanks for watching, and yeah, FrankenSluice. Be there or be square.